Yeah. Wow. This week at Coffee and Tools, doing some shopping around town, and I found something really interesting to bring to the YouTube this week. This is something that you just don't see very often anymore. What is it? Okay, it looks like the bottom end of a dishwasher at this point, but this is actually a wood lathe. Sears made some of these kits. I don't know if anybody else did. There probably is some other companies out there that did these kits. And what they were like really low budget. Kind of like me. Hi, welcome back to episode 46 of Coffee and Tools. And this week, while drinking some coffee, we're looking at this little fellow. This came in from a yard sale that I found, but it was it's a Sears lathe. It's a wood lathe, and it's just, they were really basic at their time. But you know, when you see this thing, a lot of people, even where I was at the time, looked at it and said, I don't think it's complete, or is it all there? And like, well, you know what, that's about all you got out of these things. It did come with a bonus. It came with this really nice wood chisel that probably worth more than the machinery I got here. The drill would mount right here on this end, and then you'd put your live piece of wood in between the live center here, and of course the drill had to have a live center. That is what I seem to be missing, is the live center for the drill. Now, I did say Sears. Why do I say Sears? Well, because it says so right there, that it's from Sears. So it's kind of a neat item. It's so cool that I think I'll just hang on to it for now, and maybe even try to set it up with a drill and see if I can get this thing working. And then, of course, again, you've got some very basic items here. This was adjustable. I don't know how far it would come out. Apparently not very far, but this can be adjusted out. It can also be adjusted for height, and then you get your chisel in there with your block of wood, and you just sit there and make it round. Cool. If you wanted to make, say, chess pieces or something like that, I guess this would probably do the trick. I have a big metal drill that I have a big metal lathe that I already have in the shop, and I've used it as a wood lathe. The metal lathe actually does a pretty good job, doing wood. But a wood lathe was something that I've had it a long time ago, and I got so, I guess you could say, disgusted with the amount of junk that would pile up around it, that I just realized that this is just not a tool I should even own. But I saw this thing, and I said, it's old, it's almost like an antique, it's junk. Man, I gotta have that. So I don't know if we can put a drill on it even, because let's see what I've got. Let's see what I've got for drills. Yeah, the one I bought probably won't fit it, or maybe it will, I don't know. This is the one I just reviewed last week, and right now it is the only power drill I've got left. Oh, and there was 2 screws here that with little nubbers, and you could actually hit the bottom of the drill here and sort of adjust this angle on it when you put it in the machine. So looking at this setup here, that is not half, that's not half bad. That almost makes for a that almost turns into a lathe. I don't know what our centers are like right now. Obviously you'd have to get this lined up, and even that would be kind of tricky. You would have to, or you'd at least want to get, a straight path from here to there as possible, and lining that up. Probably use tape measures and rulers and everything else, messing around. Just try to make sure that that center here is relatively live, right? You want that to be obviously pointing straight to this. I'm not sure how they did that. There might have been a tool or something they used at one time. This is, like I say, this is virtually an antique, but that's the setup. Hey, I'm going to keep this short this week because, like I said, we are having some uploading issues with the internet, thanks to my internet provider. But yeah, Sears used to make these crazy things. This is actually, I think it's a 16-inch or something. It's got 16 written here. I can't imagine why. The projects you could do with this probably depended a lot on, you know, when it comes, let's face it, you can't, you know, other than a stick about this big, smaller would be about the only other thing you could do. You know, obviously you're not going to make anything too big this way. So it was really a limited item, and it was for a hobbyist. You know, it's a hobby thing where somebody wanted to make something round and small. Like I said, a chess piece set would be probably a pretty good little hobby to make off of something like this, and you could probably do it without too much trouble. A high-speed drill would be really good. This is not a high-speed drill. I don't even know if this would work because this guy is great. Strong drill, slow. So anyways, thanks for looking in us, visiting us on episode 46. And we just took a quick look at a Sears, an old Sears wood lathe. See you next week, fellas.